Gabriel. Gabriel is one of the most well-known and respected angels in monotheistic traditions. In all three Abrahamic religions, Gabriel plays a big role as the one who delivers revelations and messages from God. Gabriel makes an appearance in the New Testament, acting as the messenger who told Zechariah about John the Baptist's birth and the angel who announced Jesus' birth to the Virgin Mary. He's highly respected in the Christian faith because of his role in announcing these important births. In Islam, Gabriel's known as Gabriel. He's the angel who delivered the revelation of the Quran to Prophet Muhammad. This revelation process lasted for about 23 years, starting when Muhammad was 40 years old. Gabriel is also mentioned in the Isra and Miraj event, where he accompanied Prophet Muhammad on a spiritual journey from Makkah to Jerusalem and then ascended to the sky to meet with Allah. In Judaism, Gabriel also plays an important role. He also shows up in the book of Daniel, where he's the one who explains Daniel's visions. In Jewish tradition, Gabriel's often seen as an angel of justice and strength. Gabriel's often shown with wings, which symbolize his ability to move between heaven and earth. Some traditions show him carrying a trumpet, which will be blown to announce the day of judgment. Gabriel's power isn't just about his physical abilities, it's also about his role as a divine messenger. He's known for having extraordinary knowledge and wisdom. Plus, he can communicate with humans in a way that they can understand. In Islamic tradition, Gabriel is depicted as having 600 wings. He's also huge, stretching from the eastern horizon to the western horizon. Despite this, he's always depicted as submissive and obedient to God's commands. Michael. Michael is one of the archangels who plays a big part in Abrahamic religions. His name comes from the Hebrew Mikael, which means who is like God. This shows that he's important but still subordinate to God. In Christianity, Michael shows up in several parts of the Bible, most notably in the book of Daniel, the letter of Jude, and Revelation. He plays a particularly prominent role in Revelation chapter 12, verses 7 to 9. Here he leads an army of angels against Satan, who's depicted as a dragon. The Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches honor him as a saint with celebrations on September 29th, which is known as Michaelmas. Judaism also gives Michael a special place of honor. The Talmud refers to him as the Prince of Israel, and various midrashic narratives depict him as the protector of the Jewish people. The Quran also refers to Michael as Mikael in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 98, alongside Gabriel, which shows how important he is in Islam. Islamic tradition says he's one of the 4 archangels, along with Gabriel, Israfil, and Azrael. He's in charge of organizing and distributing sustenance, including natural phenomena like rain and plant growth. In art and literature, Michael is often shown as a warrior figure, often with a sword, shield, and armor. Hubert Gerhard's famous 1588 statue of Saint Michael in Michaelskirche, Munich, is one of the most well-known examples of his artistic representation. The French town of Mont Saint-Michel, which is a historic pilgrimage site, is dedicated to him, which shows how much of an impact he's had on culture. Theologically, Michael represents God's power in the struggle against evil. He's a symbol of justice and divine protection. In eschatology, he's often linked to end-time events. It's interesting to note that recent research suggests the concept of Mikael may have its roots in ancient Middle Eastern traditions, with parallels in Ugaritic and Babylonian mythology. But in Abrahamic religions, he's always been seen as a servant of God, not as a god or semi-divine being. Michael's influence goes beyond the spiritual. He's the patron saint of many professions, including the police, the army, and paramedics. Many educational and medical institutions around the world use his name, showing that this angelic figure is still relevant in modern society. Raphael having a name derived from the Hebrew meaning God heals, reflecting his role as a healing and guardian angel. His most famous appearance is in the book of Tobit, where he disguised himself as Azarias to guide Tobias, help cure the blindness of his father Tobit, and drive demons away from Sarah. In Catholic and Orthodox traditions, Raphael is considered one of the 7 main archangels, with his feast falling on September 29th alongside Michael and Gabriel. Iconography often depicts Raphael holding a staff and fish or a medicine container, emphasizing his role as a healer. His presence is prominent in Renaissance and Baroque art, seen in works by artists such as Titian and Bartolome Esteban Murillo. As a patron of medical professionals, pharmacists, and travelers, Raphael bridges the spiritual and practical worlds. In esoteric and New Age traditions, Raphael is often associated with healing rituals and meditation practices, as well as being linked to the element of air in the Eastern direction. His popularity across various religious and cultural contexts reflects the universal human desire for healing, guidance, and protection. In contemporary spirituality, Raphael is often seen as a symbol of hope and restoration. invoked by those seeking physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. Raphael's presence in modern religious traditions and spirituality demonstrates how important the concepts of divine healing and protection are in humanity's understanding of the interaction between the spiritual realm and the physical world. The figure of Raphael continues to be a source of inspiration and comfort, representing the healing and protective aspects of divine intervention, as well as offering hope to those facing physical or spiritual suffering. Azrael. Azrael in the Jewish tradition, or Israel in the Islamic tradition, are figures that refer to the angel of death, who is assigned by God to take the lives of living beings when they die. Despite coming from two different religious traditions, their roles are fundamentally similar, namely as executors of the divine will in the process of death. In Islam, Israel is one of the four archangels. He is known as the angel of death, or Malik al-Maut, who is in charge of taking the lives of living beings according to Allah's decree. Although the name Israel is not directly mentioned in the Quran, the role of the angel of death is described in several verses, such as in Surah As-Sajdah Surah 32 verse 11. Israel is often described as having thousands of eyes and hands, each one connected to the life of every creature on earth. When the time comes, Israel carries out his duties in full obedience to divine commands. In Jewish tradition, Azrael is also known as the angel of death. His name comes from the Hebrew word meaning the one whom God helps. In his role, Azrael acts as the bearer of the soul of the deceased to the place of final waiting. Although in Jewish tradition, Azrael is not as popular as in Islam, he is still an important figure who carries out his duties at God's command. In some Kabbalah texts, Azrael is portrayed as a compassionate figure who understands the human grief at parting from this world. These two angels, neither Israel in Islam nor Azrael in Judaism, are considered evil entities. Rather, they are executors of God's will who carry out their duties without prejudice as part of the divine decree in the cycle of life and death. Metatron. Metatron is one of the complex angels in the Jewish mystical tradition, particularly in Kabbalah. Although not explicitly mentioned in the Tanakh, Metatron is often considered a supreme angel and plays an important role in various rabbinic and esoteric texts. In Jewish tradition, Metatron is identified as Enoch, a character in the book of Genesis, who was taken up to heaven without dying. Enoch's transformation into Metatron is depicted in apocryphal literature such as 3 Enoch, where he is given wings and divine wisdom and commissioned as a heavenly scribe who records all human deeds. Metatron is known as Sar Hapanim, or Prince of the Divine Face, indicating his closeness to God. He is also the only angel who, according to tradition, sits near God's throne, a very rare honor. In his role as heavenly scribe, Metatron acts as an intermediary between God and humans, leads the other angels, and guards the gates of heaven. In Kabbalah, Metatron is often associated with the Sephira Keter, meaning crown, which represents the highest aspect of God, and he is considered the link between the invisible divine world and the world that can be seen. Uriel. Uriel is one of the archangels in Jewish and Christian tradition, although his name is not explicitly mentioned in the Bible. His name means God is my light, or God's fire, reflecting his role as the bearer of divine light and wisdom. In Judaism, Uriel is often described as the angel of divine knowledge and fire, as well as one of the 4 archangels alongside Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Uriel plays an important role in apocryphal literature, such as the Book of Enoch, where he watches over the world, gives revelations to humans, and acts as the gatekeeper of heaven and hell. In Christianity, Uriel appears in several apocryphal texts, most notably for Ezra, also known as 2 Esdras, where he imparts eschatological knowledge to Ezra, explaining the mysteries of God and the end times. Although not as popular as Michael or Gabriel, Uriel is honored in the Orthodox Church and some Anglican denominations as one of the guardian angels. In Christian iconography, Uriel is often depicted holding a fiery sword or scroll, symbolizing divine wisdom and illumination. He's considered a revelatory angel who assists humans in understanding the secrets of God and leads them towards divine light. Uriel acts as the guardian of wisdom and truth, serving as a link between God and man. Although not recorded in the canonical Bible, his influence remains significant in apocryphal literature, Kabbalah, and mystical traditions. In both traditions, Jewish and Christian, Uriel is known for his role in upholding divine justice and providing enlightenment to humans, making him one of the most revered angels in various religious traditions. Cherubim, or cherubs are important angels in Jewish and Christian tradition. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 24, they are first mentioned when God placed them at the entrance of the Garden of Eden to guard the path to the tree of life after the expulsion of Adam and Eve. Cherubim are also depicted in Exodus chapter 25, verses 18 to 22, where they are placed over the Ark of the Covenant with open wings, protecting the sanctuary. In Judaism, cherubim are often associated with God's power and protection. In the visions of the prophet Ezekiel, as recorded in Ezekiel chapter 1 verses 5 to 11 and Ezekiel chapter 10 verses 14 to 22, the cherubim are described as having 4 faces, that of a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle, symbolizing different aspects of God's creation and power. This depiction emphasizes their position as powerful and complex entities that play an important role in the divine order. Cherubim are regarded as angels who carry divine wisdom and knowledge. They also serve as protectors and bearers of revelations from God. Although in modern Christian iconography, the cherubim are often depicted as winged children, puti, early depictions more closely resemble descriptions in the book of Ezekiel, which shows them as powerful beings with many faces. Raguel. Raguel is a major angelic figure known in the Jewish and Christian traditions, though less well known than Michael or Gabriel. His name means friend of God or intimacy with God. In Jewish tradition, Raguel is mentioned in the book of Enoch, chapter 20, verses 1 to 8, as one of the 7 angels who stand before God with the main task of watching over and punishing angels who violate heavenly rules, as well as maintaining order among them. Raguel symbolizes divine justice and harmony, ensuring that all heavenly beings follow God's will. Christianity reveals Raguel as an angel who maintains justice in heaven, although he is not mentioned in the canonical Bible. He is recognized in some Christian apocryphal texts as the overseer of heavenly beings' behavior and the keeper of order in God's kingdom. Raguel is associated with the attributes of justice and divine retribution, maintaining the balance between good and evil. Raguel symbolizes justice, balance, and order in the heavenly hierarchy. His role is important in ensuring the integrity of the divine order, although it is not always prominent in religious literature. As the protector of righteousness, Raguel plays a key role in keeping all actions in heaven in line with God's will, making him a central figure in Jewish and Christian apocryphal traditions. Sandalon. One of the most mysterious and intriguing angels in the Jewish tradition, Sandalon appears as a central figure in mystical literature and the Kabbalah, though he is not mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. Often described as Metatron's twin brother, Sandalon has a unique origin. Some legends suggest that he was once the prophet Elijah, who was taken up to heaven and transformed into an angel. His name, which may be of Greek origin, either means brother or is related to the word sandal, adding a layer of mystery to his identity. In Jewish angelology, Sandalon has a variety of roles and characteristics that set him apart. He is known as the organizer of prayer, charged with collecting and assembling human prayers before they are offered to God. Some traditions even believe that Sandalon has the ability to determine the gender of babies in the womb. As the patron of celestial music, he is often associated with cosmic harmony and is considered the patron of musicians. Mystical literature depicts Sandalon as colossal in size, supposedly able to reach from earth to heaven, a symbol that may represent his role as a link between the human and divine realms. In Kabbalah, Sandalon is closely associated with the Sephira Malkuth, which symbolizes the physical world and is considered the guardian of the spiritual tree of life, emphasizing his position as a mediator between material and spiritual reality. In Sandalon's iconography, he is usually depicted with wings and sometimes carrying a long staff or scroll. Some traditions depict him in an androgynous form, reflecting the concept of duality and cosmic balance. Although not widely recognized in Islam or mainstream Christianity, Sandalon remains an interesting subject of study in comparative angelology and esoteric literature, demonstrating how spiritual concepts can evolve and adapt throughout religious history. Sandalon's presence in Jewish mythology not only enriches our understanding of angelology in the Abrahamic religions, but also highlights the complexity and depth of mystical traditions that have shaped spiritual thought over the centuries. Malik is known as the main guardian or leader of the angels in charge of hell in Islamic teachings. His name is explicitly mentioned in the Quran in Surah Az-Zukhruf, verse 77, which reads, "They will cry, 'O Malik, let your Lord finish us off.' He will answer, 'You are definitely here to stay.'" This verse depicts a dialogue between the inhabitants of hell and Malik, demonstrating his role as a stern guardian unaffected by the pleas of sinners. In Hadith and Islamic literature, Malik is described as a very large and strong angel, befitting his heavy responsibilities. He's often described as having a fearsome appearance, reflecting the terrifying nature of the hell he guards. Some traditions mention that Malik has never smiled since he was created, emphasizing the seriousness and harshness of his task. Malik's role as the guardian of hell makes him a symbol of divine justice and punishment in Islamic eschatology. He is considered to carry out Allah's commands with absolute obedience, without pity or hesitation. Malik's existence in Islamic belief serves as a reminder of the consequence of sinful deeds and the importance of repentance and obedience to Allah. Although Malik has a terrifying role in a broader context, his existence in Islamic theology emphasizes the concept of divine justice. He represents the punitive aspect in the balance between God's mercy and justice. Belief in Malik and his role in hell encourages Muslims to lead pious and responsible lives. In popular tradition and Islamic folklore, Malik is sometimes depicted in various narratives about the afterlife as a figure that inspires fear and reverence. However, it is important to note that most details about Malik's appearance and specific characteristics come from tradition and exegesis rather than directly from the Quran.